sir.
And we right in the thick of this Diddy trial. We're gonna talk about that today. I got a clip I want to play, from Nelly when he was on Drink Champs. Want to get your opinion on that. I happened to come across it on Instagram the other day. So let me save this one for the next time we actually, shoot the the podcast. But it's this guy. I don't know if he's an attorney or some type of reporter. I'm gonna play this clip from him real quick. He's giving his little thoughts about the Diddy trial thus far, and in particular the testimony and cross-examination of Dawn Richards. Let's get to it.
So the assistant gave the money, but not Diddy. And the lawyer said, so that was a lie. Another story change. Yes, different. She texted Diddy. Also, she wanted to get back into business with him. And everybody keeps saying, if Diddler threatened your life, why would you ever want to go back? And again, this just shows, the level of assault, the level of how bad you want your dream. And the Diddler was a gatekeeper to it all. So even though she had been through all that stuff, she still was willing to go back. Richard took the stand again. And guys, I hate to say it, the lawyer for Diddy, Miss Westmoreland is her name. She's a bulldog. I told her that. I saw her out in the hallway during a break. I was like, you are good. And she's like, thank you. But I mean, Miss Westmoreland destroyed Dawn Richards on the stand. I hate to say it, but that's what everybody coming out is going to say, that Dawn Richard was just totally discredited on the stand. Why? Because she had 8 different meetings with the feds, the government. So guys, I hate to say it, but Dawn Richard was destroyed on the stand today. Miss Westmoreland was asking her, so did you pretend to do, D's with Diddy? And she said, yes. She said, oh, so that was a facade. She said, have you seen Diddy do the boog shug? She said she never told the government that she saw him do the boog shug. You told the government you never saw him do the boog shug. Testimony has changed quite a few times, Miss Westmoreland said. As time goes on, your story seems to change. And Dawn literally said yes. So, and then another one stop. That's the D dealer who would bring Diddler his substances. But the thing is, Dawn said, yes, I saw Diddy buy it from him. But then in the testimony, the cross-examination, she says she never actually saw him give the money, but saw assistants give money.
All right, so that along with a lot of other things that's been coming out. The sex workers, they released the pictures of them, and then they had these photos of Cassie when she was allegedly beat by Diddy. A couple of days ago we kind of spoke about this. What's your thoughts on that, and how the trial is progressing?
See, this is why, and we got slaughtered for it ever since he's been locked up and been accused. You got to be careful on what you listen to and what type of accusations come out. Now, we've been hearing these rumors and these innuendos about Dawn Richard and Aubrey O'Day and all these different people that have been under Diddy and all the things that he did, and never really heard what he did. We just heard at the end of the day, contractually, they may not have gotten out of it what they wanted out of it. We've heard this for years, and it seems like now they're trying to stir this whole gumbo of emotion up in people. And now that you have people in line, and now we see Diddy playing it very smart, because he got a woman that's on her shit, cross-examining all these women and checking them on facts, and they stuttering and stammering. And this is the reason why I said, be careful. This is why we said, be careful, because now it's in a federal hearing. Now you have to swear on the court of law, and all that bullshit that you threw out online is going to get cut up and shredded up. And all the people that fed into it are going to look absolutely dumb and ridiculous. And this is exactly what's going on now. Please keep this in mind. No one's saying that he's innocent of beating that poor woman's ass and being a domestic violence abuser and having some issues when it comes to drugs and hitting women. That's clear in this case. The last 10 days we've been watching it, but not a smell of RICO, not a smell of taking advantage of children. Because remember, that was this whole big thing that he was taking advantage of this 11-year-old, this 10-year-old, and beeping this. None of that shit's been proven. So I'm gonna say what I kept saying. This dude about to get off real soon, and he shouldn't be brought home with a hero's welcome. But we damn sure shouldn't be accused of the things that they're accusing him of. And this looks like an absolute clown show at this point.
Yeah, it looks like the federal government was so thirsty for this conviction. They felt like they had a hook, line, and sinker But I don't think that they, took into account, that some of these people were some lying scandalous people that were looking for something they didn't get, and they turned on this man. I was saying yesterday how you got all these people lining up, people popping out, bloggers, and all these people for the downfall of this guy, showing up in their best. For what? This man gave you an opportunity before. This man changed your life at a point in time, whether it was a bodyguard, a singer, an artist. And this how you repay the man? You know what I mean? And whether he's right or wrong, like I get he did his shit or whatever the case may be, he's a creep. But what did he do to you though?
Mm-hmm.
He took care of you, he paid you. But since you can make money, people can make money off his name, they can make money off his likeness. They continue to drag this shit down and suck every freaking juice out of the lemon. It's crazy, dog. And it's like, man. And a lot of these people is lying on a man. And now I think you're starting to see that come out. Like even with Cassie, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, but Cassie, did he ever force you to do anything? Because we all grew up with these girls that we knew was 304s, as they say. They want to sleep around all these guys. Your friends just sleep with them. You sleeping with them. Sometimes dudes just running train, whatever. And now they want to turn to a damn housewife. Mm. And now all the shit you done over these years is like, you can't say, man, you was willing to do this shit. You wanted to do this shit. You was setting up these freak offs. And then you want to come back and say, well, you was trying to make him happy. That's bullshit. Now, maybe somebody might believe it. Maybe they won't. I don't believe it, personally. I feel like you was a willing participant. You wanted money, you wanted fame, you wanted record deals, you wanted to be that girl. So you was willing to do whatever it took, even if it meant taking some other dicks.
I think get there. Yeah, for sure. I think that you brought up some points I kind of want to talk about. Brought up some good points. One was about Cassie. I think that the federal government used Cassie.
Yep.
100% used her. She was about to write a book on all of the things she dealt with. We've all been, and I'm not talking about on the level that Cassie and Diddy may have gone through, but we've all been in a toxic relationship or two in our lifetime. I could think of a toxic relationship I've been in right off the jump. Was there any abuse going on? No, but it was a lot of toxicity, a lot of negative, a lot of shit that you want to just throw out and get rid of. And she had to let go of a lot of shit. So she's about to write a book. Diddy didn't want her to write a book. Here's 20 mil. Let's let it all be bygones, be bygones. And then all of a sudden, something happened where the federal government thought that they could get involved and really get this dude down. And when they went in that house, they looked in the house and they see nothing but Cassie shit. They said, okay, we're going to go after her, but I got $20 million here, but you're going to say this. Yeah, but you're going to say this. And it made her go on that stand a little crazy because during those toxic times that she probably wants to get rid of, she was enjoying that shit. Was she enjoying getting her ass whipped? Probably not. I don't know any woman that would. But did she enjoy some of these freaky affairs? It's been proven that she has. You can read the text messages. Did she enjoy the lifestyle? Did she enjoy the lights and the glitters and the glams? Yeah. Could she have a change of heart and want to get out of there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that man deserves a RICO charge because of a very disgusting, toxic, personal relationship. And that's what's going on. You brought up that brother. Oh, not that brother. The reporter that we were watching on screen. There's another video of him right after where he was talking about Don Richard getting shredded. Gene Deal's walking. I don't know if you saw it. And as Gene Deal's walking, he said, oh, Gene Deal. Oh, can I talk to you, Gene Deal? Guys, this is Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard. He is the one who spearheaded this entire thing. That's exactly what he said. And Gene Deal kind of looked at him, and you could just see the shame run across his face.
Really?
And he didn't say a word. He was trying to talk to him. Gene didn't want to talk. He's like, oh, you talk? You don't want to talk now? He said, they're saying everything in court. Now, all of a sudden, people are quiet when truth starts really looking them in the face. How does it feel to know that people think you are the one who spearheaded this whole thing? And for what? Like you said, for what? It's crazy, dog. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then how many things are starting over the internet now? People going on these, most of them now are starting because people's interviews and people running their mouth. Mm-hmm. They already told you with the Big U situation. They told you, look, a percentage of this, I don't know if it was 20, 30% of the information that we got was from podcasts and interviews and shit. People running their mouth, talking and opening up investigations on this person and that person. And they want to go and see the full video of this. And they want to question and subpoena people to see what you know about this and you know about that. It's crazy, man. Mm-hmm. If this guy walks, I wonder what those people are going to say then.
He's going
If
to
he
walk.
walk.
Oh, okay, you say if, and maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't say when, because we never know what's going to happen, right?
Never know. Yeah.
But go ahead, my bad. Finish this.
No. I mean, I just wonder what they're going to say. I wonder what's going to be the narrative. They're going, oh, he paid somebody off. He did this. But you got to ask yourself too, like, and you hit it on the head when you said, like, it was a bad personal relationship, a freaky, drug-filled, abusive-ass relationship. I don't see sex trafficking. You was going to different cities and hitting people up to do what they do. We all know escort service exists.
Mm-hmm.
Some places it's even legal.
Mm-hmm.
These people were coming over there willingly to pipe his girl out. And he was sitting there watching, and she was sitting there enjoying it. Where's the trafficking part? But they're reaching for straw. They're trying to make it seem like because he was taking Cassie, you know, they was going to different places and shit to do this, like he was trafficking her. They were a couple, man. What are we talking about? They was together for 11 years.
Exactly.
If we don't believe this, I don't see the jurors. One juror is gonna be like, nah, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Nah, this ain't right. Is he this? Is he that? Is he that? Yes. But a sex trafficker and a Rico, that's far-fetched.
It's crazy, dog. And I'm really curious to see what I mean, we're not going to hear from the federal government. There's not going to be a press conference out there by the federal government talking about what they thought they seen. But this is extreme malpractice. And I really wonder what the deeper root was to why they wanted to really hem this dude up. Because, and people keep saying, wait, there's more. Well, what more? Anything that's coming out seems more and more ridiculous, more and more crazy. So, man, I really don't know. If Diddy does come home, what do you think? How do you think life is for him? Do you think that because he's also a very narcissistic man. Like we can both think that he thinks on a different mindset to maybe even think he can get out of this. Do you think that he goes back to a blimp of a normal lifestyle, or does he just kind of go in the shadows forever?
I think he goes back to Diddy. I mean, I think, you know, he comes out on some religious type shit for a little bit. You know what I mean? Talking about, he might even be a preacher. Nah, but I think he'll, you know, come out. He gonna definitely be flamboyant and boastful at some point. Whether he might not say that, he might be on the yacht, private jet.
Mm-hmm.
He might have like 20 girls surrounding him, or something, you know, something wild like that. You're going to celebrate if he gets out, because women still going to want to be around this guy.
Oh yeah,
people are still going to want to be around this guy. They don't care about the Cassie relationship and all the crazy stuff that he's been alleged of doing. They want the spotlight. Yep. They want to be there. They want to be around the king. So it's just like, come on, man. And like you said, the federal government used Cassie when they went in and they found different shit or whatever the case may be, and they got her story. They turned that shit into a RICO and sex trafficking when it shouldn't have been that. And like you said, that guy said he got a bulldog lawyer. And remember, I'm gonna ask Attorney Shabazz when we bring her on in a couple of days. She was suggesting that he get a female lawyer back then, if I'm not mistaken. And he made that strategic move. And he switched up his team.
Yep.
So I know they had to be watching, bro. They had to be watching.
Well, good.
You know what I mean?
You're welcome. You're
right.
welcome. Because it was conversation that this attorney was having conversation with Cassie, and they were laughing with each other. Like, she's psychologically locked into this case, and she may very well go ahead and win Diddy this case. Another thing that I was reading up on, and I'll tell you why, and behind the scenes, I'll tell you the story. But a lot of the escorts were saying that eventually, once they realized who they were dealing with, and they would get paid consistently, but some of them would have done it for free because of the status of who they were dealing with. Could you imagine thinking that you're about to walk into a bachelorette party to go ahead and strip, and Cassie opens the door in lingerie and you about to pipe her down? Now, granted, Diddy may be in the corner beating off, but you get to watch this, like, right? Escort's gonna do that shit, like, no questions asked. And a lot of them never really said that Diddy was involved. That's another interesting thing about it. As much as we hear about Diddy and all this shit, and very well so, none of them said Diddy was involved at all, other than sitting in the corner and beating off. So, man, a lot of stuff is being dispelled right now.
Yeah, no men on men stuff.
Nope.
Except for people rubbing cum on his nipples and shit. That's what I heard doing.
Yeah, that's a level right in itself. So
I never heard of it like that. But yeah, Diddy's a sick guy.
Very sick.
And you don't hear nothing about no Beyonce. Remember all the stuff? Beyonce, Jay-Z was in it.
Yep.
All these people, all these celebrities. Well, where's all that stuff at? They would have came out by now.
Came out. They bring up Usher's name. Dawn brought up Usher's name yesterday, but couldn't properly, you know what I mean? Her story wasn't lined up with what she was saying. And then somebody brought up Michael B. Jordan. They throwing names out at a dartboard, but ain't nothing sticking.
Right.
At all.
Right. And I think the advantage that he has is that he got long paper. So he gonna be able to fight them every end. If it was me or you, we'll be cooked.
Or we'd be done.
But this guy can get the best lawyers, the best private investigators, dig up the dirtiest of the dirt, and they going to war in there. I wonder what else they got left. Like as far as like witnesses and whatnot. Is Gene going up there? I wasn't around. Was he around? I doubt if he's going. He wouldn't have been in the trial like that.
If you looked at his face when dude asked him that question, he don't want no part of that stand. None whatsoever.
I wouldn't even want to go, bro. Like if I was him, I'm not showing up to that shit for what?
That
for the celebrity
you said it earlier. It's a sickness, dog, and it's called the lights. It's called attention. It's a sickness. And
right?
Once you realize people what they looked at him. I'm telling you, I'm gonna show you that video. The dude said, "Oh, this is the man that spearheaded the whole thing." Gene kind of was like, "Wow, what the fuck did I do?" Yeah, dog. What did you do? And I'm not blaming Gene for everything because I'm sure Gene's seen shit in his thing. That's them stories he tells about Biggie and that time and all that. Yeah. I believe him. He was there.
Yeah.
But we talking about shit in 04, dog, and Cassie. Come on, man. How the fuck was you with Biggie in 97, 96, and then in Cassie in 04? When did you get fired exactly, brother? So it's like,
well, the thing is, it's supply and demand. He's the demand. They want to hear whether he was there or not. The people want to just hear his perspective and what he thought, because he'll tell you I wasn't there, but people want to eat it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't there, but and whatever the case may be, that's what the people want. So people feed them that, man.
Yeah, man.